Hi everyone, my name is Abel Grey Cantoma from Greatest Design Consult. This is my WhatsApp number. You can reach me on this number or you can call me on any of these numbers, okay? Now on this episode, I'm going to be focusing on how to make use of your walls, your doors, your windows, okay? In our episode 6 of this training. Now, let's go down and let's go straight into this. Now if I click on my wall, I will save this project. This is automatic save based on our settings, if you could remember. So it will always save at interval of 15 minutes. All right, now by clicking on, okay, it's still loading. So I will come to architectural tab. You have to be in architectural tab, then you click on wall. Now there are some very important key things we need to put into in consideration while drawing, coming up with your wall. First, you need to be sure of the level that you are in. You could remember, if we come to north architecture, which is the north elevation, if you could remember, we have the ground level, we have the ground floor, we have the ground floor landing. So you have to be sure of the level that you are in at that time. Now coming back to, let's come to my ground floor and I will double click on ground floor. All right, so we have the wall. By clicking on the wall is going to come out, and then the properties of that wall will actually come out as well. Now you can see, if you look at this, these properties are basically properties of this particular wall, and every information you see here has to do with the wall. Now if you look at this here, we have unconnected. Now the unconnected height is going to be 6,096. Now, but if you could remember, based on our elevation here, we want our ground floor to be at 3 meters height, okay? Then the ground level here is 450. All right, so it is important that sorry, I'm going to ground floor level. Now it is important that when you click your wall, you specify the base constraint. Now it means that you are specifying the depth. So this wall is going to stop at the ground floor level, which is at the level of 450. Okay, now it is also going to what level? Okay, so I will have to specify what level this particular wall is going to. Now I will specify the first floor level. So automatically, based on these settings, automatically, if you could remember, based on the level settings we did, it is going to be 3 meters height. Very important. This is one very key important settings that you must actually take very seriously. Okay, and then if you look at this here, we have basic wall generic, and you can see based on the default is 200 mm, but there is like a triangle facing down here. If I click on it, a drop down menu is actually going to pop up for me. Now this drop down menu allows me to select based on the default like an existing template of wall that I can just pick from. But As you can see here, sometimes the specific size of wall that you will want to use may not be here. Now let's say I want to use a 230 by 230 size of wall, but you can see here we have different types of wall: the concrete, foundation, generic. So I'm going with the generic wall now, and I want to edit this particular wall. Now this is the one I'm picking. I want to edit this wall by specifying sorry, I'll click on edit. Now if I come here now, you can see every information here is based on this generic wall 200. Okay, if I click on any of these, it will pick any of these templates. But while I'm still here, I can duplicate this. Very important that you duplicate so that you don't tamper with the original default template. So I can just specify that this wall is going to be 230 by 450 type of wall. Okay, and then I will click on OK, for example, and I can come to, I have now duplicated this, so I have created a new wall. All I need to do now is to specify the thickness of this particular wall. So I will type 230 size of wall. Okay, and I will click on OK. But then if you look at this now, another thing I would like to do, sorry, let's come to the structure here. If you look at this, under we have function. Now the function of this wall is a structural wall. The material here can be changed to any kind of material I will probably want to use. Okay, so if I click on this now, it will bring out the properties based on the materials of this particular wall. Now I can select in terms of the color, in terms of the material, in finishes and all of that. So let's go into that so that we could see what can be done here. No, like it's giving me an error message or something. Now you can see this is the project material. So these are different material: analytical, surface, exterior wall, interior wall. Okay, because these shades, you can simply even search based on what you want. You can come further to the graphics. As you can see, the appearance, the physical, you can see this is basically how it's going to look like. So all of these can be changed from here, so you can specify how you want it to look like from this end. Now if you come to this filter, you can see this is concrete, fabric, gas, generic, glass, insulation. However, just if I click on wood now, you can see it's bringing out these materials based on wooden materials that are available here. These are carpet material, this is concrete. So you can take out your time to select, or you can leave it at default. Sorry, it's loading in the background. Right, so I will just simply click on OK. I want this to be as brief as possible. No, I don't know. All right, so I will click on apply and then I will click on OK. Now What that means is that my wall now is a 230 by 450, although forget about the 450, but this is going to be the width of this particular block. All right, so if I try to draw now, I click any point and I'll move over my mouse to any direction, whether horizontally or vertically or even diagonally. It will follow me, and you can see it is at an angle of 38 degrees. So however, if you want to draw a wall at any angle, all you need to do is just to follow based on that angle, and it will go. Now you can see this is angle 38. So let's say we want to go at an angle of 30. You can just move your mouse. You can see this is angle 30. I can leave this at this. Now, one very key important thing about this, or one good thing about Revit, is that it is actually a BIM software. Whatever you do here is actually taking place in the 3D. So it's generating your model for you automatically as well. Now, if I want to view this, I can come to my view tab and I will click on tile vertical. For those of us who are familiar with AutoCAD, you remember that this tool is also available in our AutoCAD. Now, because I can close, oh sorry, I don't want to close this. I can close some of this because it's too much on my screen. Let me close that one, and also let me close this. Now you can see it has divided. I'll close this as well. Damn, I just made a mistake. Okay, let me do something quickly. I will click on the 3D, and then before I divide the screen. Okay, so right now we have two of these that are open, so we have two different windows. I can switch to ground floor. I can as well switch to the 3D. Now I can just use the tile view to divide this into two. So I'm going to have, by the one on the left, one is going to be on the right. So if I click on tile view, now I'm going to have my 3D here. So whatever I do on the 2D, automatically you see it taking place here real time. Okay, so this is are the basic settings that you will do using your wall, although there are some other settings that are very important to actually take note of. But let's see if we can cover up some of these basic settings that you will want to achieve in your wall. So if I click on wall, now if I draw this, now you can see I've been able to draw this, but look at this join statue. Now what it means is that as I'm drawing, automatically the walls are joining together. You can see, unlike AutoCAD, when you draw a wall on another wall by just drawing lines, you will have to manually trim them in order for you to have a fine finish like this. But in terms of Revit, it's automatic. You can see it's creating all of that for us. But at the same time, we can disallow this so that when we draw a wall, it doesn't join together. That means we will have to manually join them. Okay, so if I want to use the disallow, now whenever I draw a wall, it doesn't automatically connect. So you can see this is no longer connecting with this. Okay, and then another very key important settings that we should take note of in our wall is the location line. Now if I click on this drop down menu, you can see what I have. I have the wall center line, which is the most advisable. But there are cases where you need to use a finish face interior or a finish face exterior, whether core face exterior, core face interior. Okay. Right. So in that case, let's say I'm using an finish face exterior. You will realize that whenever I want to draw a wall, if you look at, there are dash lines at the top corner of this wall that is telling you that it's not drawing this wall center to center. You can see this is exactly what I am talking about. Now you can see it is not picking this wall at the center, it is picking it from the inside, which is from the exterior, from the external part of this wall. So similarly, if I try to use that of if I try to use that of the interior face, is similar. You can see it is picking from the other side. So this is basically how to use this wall. So similarly, you use this for every other type of wall you want to make use of. Now if we click on this, you can see the core exterior, core interior is just similar to what we have just done. Okay, so it's similar, and you can see the walls are no longer joining together because we have disallowed that. Okay, so I can come back here and allow this, and then pick my wall center line, which is what you are basically going to be using in most cases. So if I try to do this now, you can see it's joining together because I have now allowed this. So if I click on escape, let me save this project. So make sure you always click on escape in order for you to undo any command that you are actually using at that time. Okay, let's allow this to finish loading. All right, good. Another important thing I would like to show you is this chain. You can see that whatever I am doing now, they are chained in a way. So if I uncheck this, it is no longer going to be connecting. You can see it's no longer there. This become entirely independent. They are not chained. If I want to continue in this direction, I have to manually pick the point where I want to draw this wall. If I want to continue vertically, I have to also manually pick the point again and drop. So there are cases where the need for this will most likely arise and you will want to use it unchained. Okay, so but it is always very important you use it chained, except for special cases, because modeling, it depends on how your architectural design want to come up, and that will determine how you will want to manage your settings here. Now there is another one called the offset. You can draw a wall and it will offset at a distance. So if draw this wall here, it is giving me an offset of 500. Similarly, if I type 1000 and press if I hover my mouse along this direction, it is going to draw this wall for me at an offset of 1 meter. So this is basically how to manage your wall settings. Okay, so the same way we did this is the same way you can use your constraint by taking this particular wall to any level you want it to go. So if I want to take it to the ground level, that means whatever wall I am drawing will go down to my ground level. If I want to use my constraint from the top and I want this wall to go straight to the first floor landing, my walls will go straight to the first floor landing. So this is basically how to make use of your wall tool in your Revit software. In the next episode, I'm going to be showing you how to make use of your windows, your doors, okay, and the most common component in our Revit software. So make sure that you stay safe and you stay blessed.